Hello and welcome to This Week in Campbell Football. With head coach Mike Minner, I'm Chris Haymeyer, and as always, we're powered by our friends at Dunn Benson Ford. Coach, what a difference a week makes. Spirits back up, a big win for you guys, 24-14 against traditional PFL power Drake. You had some big-time offensive plays and a dominant performance by your defense.
Well, I mean, just a great overall competition. I mean, these guys are tough, and we knew it was going to take 60 minutes to compete with these guys, and we knew that all week long, and so we talked about that all week long, and so the guys came in and really took heart to that, and it was going to take 60 minutes of hard-nosed football, and I think in the fourth quarter is really when we started to pull away from them. As a football team, you got to realize they traveled all day and all that type of stuff. So we knew that would sooner or later, in a 15-round bout, that's going to sooner or later take effect, and I think it did. And man, you can't take anything away from Drake and the way they are coached and the way they play. I just really think that they just a solid, great football team. And for us to come out with a win was good. I thought our offense really attacked them with intentions of what they wanted to do. And we knew that their defense was one of the top defenses in the country. And so you had to be methodical. You couldn't get discouraged by negative plays, but you couldn't turn the ball over. And so we had one turnover that they forced. It wasn't a deal that we gave it to them. They actually took the ball away from Deshaun on that one, and so it was a great play by their defense. But I thought our offense stayed ahead of the sticks. They stayed ahead of what they wanted to call and kept us in the game and made plays when we needed to make plays. In the red zone, we were 75%, even though it's going to say 50% on the stat sheet. It was really 75, 2 for 3 there. That's what we wanted to have, is we want to score touchdowns, and so I thought we did a great job there. And then when you look at our defense just really played a solid, dominant football game. They stayed with Drake receivers, really made plays with our defensive line, got some pressure on the quarterback. So when you look at all that type of stuff, man, you look and you say, great effort by everyone, not only just the players, but the coaches, man. You got to really give them a lot of credit of really just trying to find a way to get our team back up off the canvas after that defeat against Butler, but at the same time stay focused and really believe in what we've been teaching and preaching, and they did that, and I thought they showed up big in the game, and that's the difference between winning and losing. It's a small thing, and our guys found a way to get it done in the fourth quarter.
A dominating 24-14 win versus Drake, a team that had won this conference 2 out of the last 4 years. A dominant performance, record-setting performance for this Campbell defense. Our Evan Budrovich has more.
Led by a program-best 9 sacks, and 10 more tackles for loss, the Fighting Camels defense controlled the story, dominating Drake in a 24-14 win.
Honestly, it's unreal. Honestly, I was just astounded at the end. But the crazy thing is that we do this in practice every day. So honestly, I felt like that's how we should play the rest of the year. So it shouldn't be a surprise to us at all.
Campbell was sure up to the challenge, limiting Drake to just 154 yards of total offense. But check this out. On 39 carries, Drake could only net 40 yards. That's barely a yard per carry.
It starts from the D-line. And as you see, we had 9 sacks, so yeah, you see what we're capable of doing. We're gonna try to bring that every week. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, we kept saying level ourselves, which means don't get too excited and act like we won already, and don't bring that energy down. So that was like I said before, that was the main focus. We just kept saying level ourselves so we could keep the momentum up.
That performance gave Campbell all it could need on the offensive end, fueling a big Pioneer League win for the Fighting Camels. A win that Coach Minner says relies heavily on their defense.
I can tell you this is definitely the number one performance of the defense since I've been here, because it was against a great football team. It's one thing to go out against a team you're supposed to do that to, but a great football team, the do that and come up with that performance, that's what it's all about. And that's what it's going to take for our defense for the rest of the year, is to dominate games just like that. And man, it was just a heck of a performance by Coach Cox and that defense.
Plenty of records broken on the night as Ugana Aryunye led the team with 10 tackles, and he now leads Campbell with the most sacks in program history. Now that being said, players around the program have just kind of come to expect this type of output from their defense.
We expect that from every week in and week out, especially in practice. Playing against them all camp, it's just something that we expect. So we definitely knew as long as we gave ourselves a little comfort zone, we'd be good.
Well, Coach, the great news is not only are you back in the conference title race, but you are back here at home. Opponent, a tough one. Marist comes here this Saturday at 6 o'clock. This is a Marist team, not the Marist team from last year. This is a Marist team that took down to the wire two other favorites to win this conference in Jacksonville and San Diego. They've lost the last 2 weeks to those clubs, but they've played them very, very close.
They are very talented, and their defense is just, man. I wish we can, when we rotate, they can rotate off my schedule. Okay, I'm about tired of playing them guys, and they just bring a lot of different stuff at you from a defensive standpoint. They got some a lot of speed on their defense. Last year was more of they just been together for so long and they wasn't gonna make any mistakes. But this year, man, they got two defensive ends that terrorize we think we got they got two defensive ends that terrorize the whole league, and how do you block them? How do you figure out how to get them out the deal, because they so good and they run so well from the secondary, and their corners are really good, so you can't just line up out there and throw the football because their corners are so good, man, and can really play man-to-man coverage. So it's going to be a really tough challenge for us from an offensive standpoint. And then their offense against our defense, they're a big play team. This is why they into those games, the last couple weeks, is because of big plays. And they got, a couple running backs that can get it done. You can hand them the ball and they can outrun your defense. And then at the same time, now they got a quarterback that can move around and kind of, extend plays. So he can run around with his legs and throw that ball deep. And so we got to be, leery of the run game and then the deep ball. So how do you do that? And that's what put pressures on the defense, is that it's tough to do that. This is why these guys are scoring 30s and 28 points a game, because of that pressure now they put on the defense. And so it's going to be a tough one. Our special teams have to show up. This is probably one of the better special team coached teams in the league, and so we got to be very, very cognizant of showing up from a special team standpoint and trying to win that battle, because that's going to be critical against them. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a well-fought, hard game, and it's going to really come down to, again, who makes the plays in those moments, who makes the plays in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a 60-minute battle, and we got to be ready to come and add our intensity to their intensity, and hopefully this year we get it done.
Going to be fun. Campbell versus Marist, the last night game of the year. Remember, Campbell undefeated at home this season, 3-0. If you can't make it out to Barker Lane Stadium, we'll have live video coverage for you starting at 5:30. But 6 o'clock kick this Saturday, Campbell versus Marist. We hope to see you out there at the game, but if we don't, for head coach Mike Minner, I'm Chris Haymeyer saying we'll see you next week right here on This Week in Campbell Football.